Welcome back to RGR Football, Chiefs Kingdom. I'm Ryan, joined by Dan, and we're diving into the Kansas City Chiefs preseason opener against the Arizona Cardinals. While we couldn't go live post-game due to family commitments, we're here to break down the key performances, answer your questions, and get you hyped for the regular season. From standout rookies to depth chart battles, let's unpack what we saw and what it means for the Chiefs' three-peat chase. Standout performers. Noah Williams, the defensive Swiss Army knife. Noah Williams stole the show with his versatility and effort. Deployed everywhere, field goal block, kickoff team, punt gunner, blitzing, zone coverage, and even manning up against Marvin Harrison Jr., Williams handled a massive workload with intensity. He wasn't perfect, getting beat once or twice, but his physicality and lunch pail mentality embody what Andy Reid and Steve Spagnuolo demand. A tackle for a 2-yard loss and a bone-rattling hit on a punt returner showed he's a tone-setter. Williams is a name to watch as a potential defensive spark plug. Josh Simmons, left tackle of the future. Rookie Josh Simmons, the 32nd overall pick, looked sharp at left tackle. His quick feet and ability to mirror edge rushers stood out, though he needs to speed up his hand placement to counter NFL speed. Simmons allowed 0 pressures in 12 snaps, a promising sign, but his run blocking remains a question mark. He's already ahead of Ethan Driscoll, sidelined by appendectomy, on the depth chart and could solidify the left side alongside Kingsley Eguakun. Robert Tonyan, tight end 3. Robert Tonyan made a strong case for the TE3 role behind Travis Kelce and Noah Gray. His explosiveness and ability to find soft spots in zone coverage were evident, with yards after catch potential that popped on film. Tonyan's performance against secondary players suggests he could be a valuable receiving threat, especially in a pass-heavy offense. CRW, single high safety experiment. CRW's interception was the highlight of his night, but what caught our eye was his alignment as a single high safety, a role we hadn't seen him play before. This experiment hints at Spagnuolo's willingness to mix coverages, potentially shifting from cover 2 and cover 4 to cover 3. CRW's instincts and range could add flexibility to the secondary, especially with Jalen Watson's injury opening opportunities. Surprises and disappointments. Kingsley Eguakun, guard in progress. Kingsley Eguakun, transitioning to guard, showed promise but needs polish. His run blocking leveraged his natural power and length, notably on a cutoff block against a nose tackle. However, pass protection exposed technical flaws, playing too high, slow foot speed, and detaching from blocks. With only 12 snaps at guard, Eguakun's adjustment is a work in progress, but his athleticism and eyes suggest upside. He needs to lower his pads and maintain his base to avoid getting knocked back. Omar Normanlot, explosive but raw. Defensive tackle Omar Normanlot flashed explosiveness but struggled to disengage. His straight-ahead push showed power, but he lacked direction and polish against NFL guards. For a player drafted for pass rush potential, his inability to finish plays was concerning. Normanlot needs to refine his rip moves and adapt to the speed of pro linemen, but his get-off offers hope for growth. Wanya Morris, roster bubble. Wanya Morris had a rough outing, getting dismantled by third-string defensive ends at right tackle. His balance and hand usage were poor, and he offered little that Issa Poly couldn't match with size alone. Morris' roster spot is in jeopardy unless he shows significant improvement in the next preseason games. Key questions answered. Receiver depth chart amid Rashee Rice's suspension. With Rashee Rice likely facing a suspension, the receiver competition is heating up. Taquan Thornton and Jalen Royals impressed, with Thornton's vertical separation and Royals' ability to sit in zones standing out. Jason Brownlee closed the gap with a strong adjustment on a back-shoulder throw, but Juju Smith-Schuster and Xavier Worthy remain locks. Sky Moore's missed block on a screen play hurt his case, and he's trending toward the roster bubble. Thornton and Royals could see significant snaps early in the season. Justin Simmons and the safety room. Despite Deion Bush's season-ending Achilles injury, don't expect Justin Simmons to join the Chiefs. The team is committed to its young safeties, with CRW and Shamre Connor getting reps. CRW's interception and Connor's physicality align with Spagnuolo's preferences, though Connor struggles in coverage. Mike Edwards could shift to a practice squad role as an emergency option, but the Chiefs are banking on their current group rather than pursuing a veteran like Simmons. Defensive line concerns. The defensive line underwhelmed, lacking push in both the pass and run games. Felix Anyadikuzoma showed effort but couldn't disengage, a consequence of adding weight to become a power player rather than a bendy speed rusher. Chris Jones remains the unit's anchor, and his pursuit of 9.5 sacks to become the Chiefs' second all-time sack leader is achievable. However, the lack of complementary pass rush production is a concern. Jerian Tillery was the lone bright spot, penetrating the backfield multiple times. Offensive line depth. Issa Polley's 28 snaps without allowing a pressure were impressive, even against lower-tier competition. He's likely surpassed Ethan Driscoll, who missed the game due to surgery. Polley could see second-team reps at tackle, potentially challenging Wanya Morris. Jalen Moore, primarily a right tackle, is positioned as the swing tackle to back up Jawan Taylor, who's recovering from a knee injury. The left side, with Simmons and Egwakun, needs time to gel, but the potential is there. Looking ahead. The Chiefs' preseason opener offered plenty of positives: Williams' versatility, Simmons' pass protection, and Tanyon's receiving chops, balanced by areas of concern, particularly the defensive line and Egwakun's adjustment to guard. With the next preseason game against Seattle on Friday, expect more reps for Polley, Thornton, and Royals as the roster battles intensify. The coaching staff will use these final practices to refine techniques, especially for Egwakun and Norman Lott. Chiefs Kingdom, what stood out to you? Are you high on Noah Williams' do-it-all potential, or worried about the defensive line's lack of push? Drop your thoughts in the comments, hit the like button, and subscribe for more breakdowns. We'll be live after the Seattle game, so stay tuned for a wild preseason ride.